first. That priority just goes straight through all of our programs, and I appreciate that about both. Thank you, Eamon and Don. I'd also like to say thank you to Jay Raskin and Tim, our trainer, for keeping our guys healthy, strong, and allowing them to compete at their best. So thank you, Tim. Thank you, Jay, wherever you are. I'd be remiss also in not thanking Mr. Ozowski. Mr. Ozowski has put a whole lot of investment into the rugby program since he first came here to Xavier, and thank you, Mr. Ozowski, for all your support. I'd like to thank especially the freshman coaches. Coach McGee, who can't be here, Coach Cohen, who can't be here. I won't thank Coach Ray yet, because we didn't get your guys yet. But Billy, thank you so much for the guys that you gave us. This is an incredibly talented group of young men, and it's really due to all of your great work you guys do on the freshman level. So thank you for that. Perhaps most of all, I'd like to thank the parents for a number of things. First of all, your genes. They're a remarkably talented group of kids that you've produced, and we thank you for that. And thank you for raising great kids. It's easy to coach at Xavier because of the quality of young men that we get here, so thank you for that. Thank you for your generosity with your time, with your efforts, bringing kids to games, bringing your son's friends to games, bringing kids you've done in your life to games, bringing them in your car, your support at the meals afterwards. Thank you for all the support you've given us. And lastly and mostly, thank you for your trust. Rugby is a weird and often violent game, and I thank you for trusting us to teach us as well. As a parent, I know what it's like to turn my son over to somebody else, and I really, really appreciate the trust that you've put in us. I really appreciate that, so thank you, parents. I need to thank two parents in particular. First, my old student, Don Cagana. Don Cagana came to every single game and watched every single game through this lens right here as he videoed every single game for us, and he was that video as So thank you, Don, for the team all season. And thank you also, Mr. Group, for organizing the parents, for organizing the meals after the games. Thank you so much. As a coach, it's nice to only worry about the coaching. And so all those people, parents, Mr. Ozowski, Eamon, Tim, for all of you, thank you for just letting us coach and not having to worry about everything else that we need to have, that needs to get done on Saturday. So thank you all for that. Lastly, I'd like to thank the players. Thanks, first of all, for your hard work. Thanks for the work before the season. Thanks for your work in practice. Thanks for giving everything good in games. But most of all, thanks for the fun. As a coach, there's nothing more fun than coaching you guys. So I thank you for all your hard work and the fun you brought to us. Thank you, guys. I'll be quick with the season review. A couple of years ago, I said when the seniors were freshmen or sophomores, that was the most competitive team I've ever coached. And it shows. It shows the way these guys finished the season this year. Winning state championship, finishing fifth in the nation, they're the most competitive guys I've ever coached. Last year, I said that the sophomores were probably the best culture team I've ever coached. They're the best group of guys who backed each other all the way. I'm going to get a lot of boos from these tables over here in a moment, because I'm going to say that this JV team, probably the best whistle-to-whistle team I've coached, as far as performance on the field. So say what you guys like. They're a phenomenal team. They are the first JV team that, to my knowledge, to win 11 games, scored 498 points in those games, only gave up 101 for an average of 45 to 9 total for each game. They're great because they're probably the most skilled team I've coached, and a lot of that, again, goes to credit to the freshman coaches, Eamon, Billy, and the rest of the staff for giving us these guys. They're a selfless group of guys. Right? We started just about every player got a first side start this year. Guys started 3 games in a row and then sat down and let somebody else start in front of them. Guys played positions they weren't used to simply because we needed somebody there, right? These are guys who made the extra pass, that made these tries easier. They're a selfless group. And finally, they're tremendously committed. Committed to their teammates, committed to their team, and committed to their craft. The best example of that is the fact that because we have so many great athletic programs here, but a gym that's not that big, a weight room that's not that big, the JV weren't allowed to do any lifts after school because other teams were scheduled for all those things during the off season. And these guys gave up 2-3 lunch periods a week, all through December, all through January, just to get the lifts done. And almost to a man, they made every one. So the commitment is tremendous. So let me introduce our 2024 JV team. So if you guys could line up to my left to the right. So you have 2024 Xavier JV Rugby team. James Allison, Ethan Almonte, Henry Byrne, Daniel Paridi, Lucas Castillo, Brian Caulfield, Christopher Cho, Don Pagana, Oscar Devner, Paul Esposito, Thomas Fink, Diego Garcia, Sasha Geis, Zion Grant, James Halpin, Anthony Hennigan, Gianni Judy, Elwin Groundier, Justin Lambert, Connor Lane, Thomas Lewis, Ryan McLaughlin, Robert Malachi, Kieran O'Malley, Travis Peterson, Dimitri Sanchez, Riley Shaw, Theo Sheridan Vital, Eric Stalzer-Rollo, Timothy Segru, Kenny Swanson, John Young, Malachi Young, and Daniel Zalotowski. Congratulations, guys. Okay, a few awards. The first award is a new one. Every week we award somebody a sheriff's badge, and that person has the guy who has the most important or the biggest hit or plays the best defense all game. We decided to add a new award this year. For the first ever, we're going to award a U.S. Marshal. This is the guy who won sheriff week in, week out, right? Devastating tackler, courageous defender. When you see him walk across the stage, you'll be tempted to say that pound for pound, he's the best defender on the team. He's not. It's not pound for pound. He's simply the best defender on the team, right? He is simply the best tackler out there. The sheriff, the U.S. Marshal, Ryan Shaw. Yeah! JV year is all about improvement. You learn rugby as a freshman. It's a JV year that you start to get good at it, right? So it's tough to give one person the most improved award. So we have a most improved award for the backs and most improved award for the forwards. And I'd like to mention a number of guys who would be in money for that if we had a whole bunch of awards to give out. Lucas Castillo, Timothy Segru, and Ryan Caulfield all would be in money for this award if we had enough to give out. All three of them were tremendous ball players. All three of them, Castillo started out as a prop, made it to win. Segru and Caulfield weren't starting at the beginning here and earned those starting spots. So all three of them were tremendous. But our most improved back was someone who didn't play rugby last year, became a dominant force on the team. Certainly we offer motion through back as well. Probably the toughest runner we have, maybe even in the program, and that is Riley Rock. Motion through back. Motion through forward. A couple of guys I should mention before you give the award. Julian Solakis didn't play rugby his freshman year. He came out late, right, and did just a tremendous job, right? Hard runner, great defender, phenomenal hooker, throw of the ball. Julian Solakis did a great job. Ethan Almonte made massive leaps this year from a guy who was a little bit shy in contact to a dominant runner and a great defender. Also one of our most improved players. But the most improved player was a guy who didn't start much at the beginning of the year, was really one-dimensional at first. As the year went on, became a dominant jumper in the lineout, a really good runner, and developing into a better defender. Our most improved player, Thomas Lewis. Okay, best back. Should mention a couple of guys who aren't available for the war, but started with us this year. Ethan Mock and Ian Lafferty had tremendous seasons starting at JV and eventually were moved up to varsity and became full-time starters on varsity as sophomores. So tremendous job by both of them. We remiss not to mention them. Our best back was probably the most valuable back on the team. The guy who, if we didn't have him for a game, we were really not going to do well. Started out as our 10, did a wonderful job there. He's a tough defender, good keeper, excellent passer, but really came into his own as fullback. Once he was back at fullback, our attack just completely sailed through the back line into the wings. So our best back, James Allison. And best forward, again, a lot of guys could be named for this. Kenny Swanson was the most consistent player on the field. Tackles left and right. Dimitri Sanchez really became a dominant force on the field with ball in hand, a great tackler. And Dominic Ignata was a tremendous runner, and I've never seen a man 6'4" poach so many balls in a game. So tremendous job of all of them. But our best forward was also probably our best leader. Johnny Judy had a tremendous year on both sides of the ball. As an attacker, he was unstoppable. As a defender, he put in hits all year. Anchored our scrum. So Johnny Judy, best forward. Well done. May or may not be the best player on the team, but the guy who contributes tremendously on the field and off the field. This guy was one of our leaders, and he was the leader who would show me when I was wrong. He's the guy who would stand and say, "Yo, coach, we're not having much fun in practice. We need to have more fun." And I had to listen to him, and I had to change that so we had more fun in practice. He's the guy when we asked him to play a position, he played any position we asked. Played scrum half, played fullback, played inside center, played outside center. Probably would have played prop if we asked him, and probably would have played well there too. Played well in every single position. Right? He was everything for the team. Justin Lambert, our club. And finally, our most valuable player. Rob Malachi brought power to the field every time he touched the ball. I don't know if I've seen the guy who bumped off more players and did the same when he moved up the varsity. Tremendous player, plays with passion,